That moment you realize you haven't had a mic on the entire time. Ugh. Fortunately, this is all for B-roll, so not a huge deal. It's only 12 minutes of silence, and it is also me starting completely over, so no biggie. I do think I made this harder than I needed to, though. Whoever was in the chat probably could have given me a cool heads up, though. So we can go a little narrower here. Yeah, let's leave the sleeves a little on the long side. Let's see. Something came in the mail. Let's go see what it is. I'll hang up my keys too. Ooh, I wonder. I'll have to test it when I come back and do this.
I'm cold.
There's that.
Where's what?
There's that.
What is it?
I don't know. All right, that's there. Here's this crazy needle. The Abominable Dr. Fives is such a freaking just great movie. You probably can't hear it, but it's going in the background right now. If you show up in the chat, please feel free to say something to you. I'm not overly concerned, but it's just nice to see people and hear words. But in general, I probably won't talk very much today. Oh, whoops. Because this is mostly for other stuff. It's weird because, like, it's hard to chit-chat for no chat. But then if somebody pops on and you're not saying anything... Oh, whoops. Through. That's not what I want. Then they're not going to know, you know, anything about you. Or whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. I'd love to see other people's art projects. I wish, like, I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but it'd be cool if there was a more, like, collaborative version of YouTube. But then you don't want, like, random people, like, just pop in. Like, it'd be cool. I don't know. I was exploring, like, ways to do kind of like online art jams, but they all seem so just blech. And then, like, the communities that surround them are just inundated with samey. I mean, because the reality is, like, most people, when they do art, they do it when they're a kid. And, you know, the things that influence them are, you know, similar. They're looking at a lot of the same stuff, engaging with the same media. I mean, my stuff over time, you know, definitely has like very specific themes and motivations because it's me, you know. So it makes sense, but also like the people that are participating in art jams online are largely of a specific kind of age demographic where, you know, anime and manga style is not passé, but unfortunately I watched my share of anime like 30 years ago. So like it's not, there's a lot that's cool visually that I still love and that I engage with, but in general it's not something I'm interested in really making anymore because I don't know. I've seen my share. I want to make things I haven't seen before. That's not usually where teenagers are, which is who's mostly doing the art jam stuff. It is what it is, though. I'm just glad they're doing art, right? I mean, it's like my kid. They want to learn how to play bass, and they play the trumpet and stuff. It's like, hell yeah. Encourage the hell out of that. Because the reality is, it used to be, I feel, that if you went to college and did all that, you would get out and, have a pretty good setup for a job. But anymore, we are getting further and further away from that. And honestly, there are a lot of things that will be available to my kid for work that are not to me. And I don't know that college is really keeping up with that. So far, so good, yeah. Wonder if that breeze is coming up on the mic. Feels nice though. Maybe we'll get some rain. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, obviously things are different wherever you're at. But northern Colorado, dry as fuck this winter. Like, normally we get at least a few good big snowstorms. I don't think we got one down where I live. The mountains got some snow, but they're already, it's April and they're brown. That's not good. Usually have snow at least until, May. And it looks like it's almost already all gone. So, yeah, rainstorm tonight would be nice. All right. Man, I wonder, what somebody that actually does fiber art stuff regular would think of what's going on right now. It is what it is, right? We all start somewhere. We all learn somehow. And accidentally bounced out of what I was looking at. I don't think it's changed the stream any, but I just don't know what's going on if I'm not looking at it. Dink. Problem solved. And again, it's pretty weird being here by yourself, just talking to yourself. So if you are checking it out, please feel free to say hello. I should probably put something about that in the chat, huh? You get nervous about that? I don't really ever. I wonder if there's people that are just gun shy to put something in the chat because, I don't know, who knows why. There's all sorts of weird reasons why, I guess. Anxiety is anxiety. It has been pretty anxious the last few weeks. I don't know about you guys, but the last time I was doing art streams like this, I had a lot of followers unfollow because the content I was making with Dark and Weird like a couple of years ago was very, very different. What's funny is like what I'm saying in these chats, I don't think is really going to matter because I'm definitely just going to use this stuff for B-roll when I'm doing my videos. Conversation do you think filming yourself stitching a rudimentary shirt? The worst part is like I've watched so many videos of like embroidery stitching that I should like have them in my brain, but I never implement them like when I'm working on stuff. So I just end up doing this like kind of, I don't know, saddle stitch, I guess. I'll probably try something a little different with the collar and the, like, because I am going to try to hem this stuff, which seems wild, but I'll be going till like probably 6:30 or something, until my wife starts needing me. Who knows when that'll be. Roll that out a little bit further. All right. Part the first done. Hopefully, well, I guess I can try, right? All right. As long long as the hand goes in, that's what I'm worried about. All right. Oh my God, for real. Where's the end? Oh, there's an end. Okay. Let's make it a little longer than the last one was. It's getting pretty close there at the end, but okay, so all right, tie the knot at the end. I wonder what other people like to work on for their art projects too. Like, I always think about that stuff when I'm doing my stuff, because the things I make are, I mean, they are what they are. You know, I do a lot of drawing, a lot of paper mache, etc., but just... So I'm going to sew this on, and then I think I'll cut up the middle so it can, yeah. All right. Dr. Fibre is wrapping up. Seems like once I get them started, it's not so tricky to keep it going, but obviously this is why you would normally use like straight pins and stuff. Oh man, like I want this string to be this long so I don't have to do it again, but because it's this weird coated elasticy string, it is so annoying. is. Just repeating a menu. Should go put something else on real quick. Or just turn it off. Oh man, probably the latter. It's honestly been pretty good not having my PlayStation because it has really motivated me to move forward on a lot of these bigger projects that I've been working on forever. So I don't know if I've ever really talked about it during any of this stuff, but last October I had to have a pretty intense spinal surgery, so I just kind of stopped. There's a minute there where I was in a wheelchair and the works. And I stopped doing the things that make me happy. Chiefly among them was my art. So I have these projects that I started in the summer, got pretty far into, but by the time September was rolling around, I was getting back into school. And then I hurt myself and put everything on pause. And now here I am again. But like some of the projects, like you can probably find videos of me starting on them last year for sure. There's about 4 months there where I just quit life. I couldn't walk, just nothing. It was awful. Glad to be up and running again. Well, up and about. I don't really run. So weird. You see people pop in to watch and then nobody says nothing. It feels so strange because it's like the most voyeuristic thing, I think, just in general. Plus side of working with this string is threading is not a problem. Unthreading is the problem. All right, I gotta go turn that menu off. All right. No longer listening to a Blu-ray menu. So in my latest video, I was talking about how much more productive I've been with my art because I didn't have my PlayStation. Well, still don't. It's out and getting repaired. And I think I speculated in the thing, I should make, like, I'm getting so much done, I should make an art day. And like, instead of resolutions, there's just like things I would like to do more of this year. Like, instead of thinking of things that I want to stop doing. And one of the things I wanted to do more of, obviously, is art, because I'm constantly wanting to do more of that. So I thought to myself, today, why not stream this so I can use it for B-roll on, my other videos, because I did that today. Just something that is also new and different. But I was thinking about it, like, why not do this? Like, why not make Wednesdays the day I stream art? Who cares? If nobody watches, the footage can get used for something. If somebody does watch, great. Yeah, it just means that these can serve a couple purposes. Motivating me to get stuff done, and also, just an excuse to have streams. Yeah. I think about doing it with video games all the time, but like, I'm not great at video games. I just enjoy playing them. So it's like this weird thing where it's like, like right now my game of choice has been Crimson Desert. So I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I should play that. But then I see other people playing it. And then I also see how like intensely, people want spoiler free, et cetera, et cetera. So, I'd have to clearly label it. I also would have to figure out, I think you can like play through like the web page, like the PlayStation web page, and then like basically use OBS to like capture the web stream or the stream that you're just playing on your console, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know how that works. I'll look into it, but fun times. Yeah, not having the PlayStation has really given me it's just created a lot of time that I normally would have dumped into that, which again, like I talk about it a lot, this issue, that's totally fine, right? Like, how you spend your time is how you spend your time. Let's untwist this a little bit. That's better. All right, well, I'm almost done with, I think, the main part of it. Earlier today, I prepped like a bunch of my phone zines, which I also talked about in this latest issue. This notion that like, because I mean, like, look, I get it. I'm streaming. I've been on here streaming me doing art for several hours today, but in general, it's largely been me being silent and not really, doing anything besides cut and pasting stuff. I didn't do it on my phone. I'm doing it through my computer or whatever. But I'm like always kind of trying to find ways to avoid social media, avoid my phone, not because I mean, I don't even really hate it. I just feel like it's one of those kind of things that takes you away from what's going on around you and all that jazz. You know, just real parent shit. What with being a parent and all. So, there's a YouTuber named Struthless. You know, as all YouTubers, he has some minor controversy. His revolves around him asking for some help with a debt and people being like, but you're rich. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't really bother too much with people's finances. And he has never asked me for anything that I have had to give him unwillingly. So if you don't like how someone's raising money, quick solution, don't give him money. But he made this video that was like, getting rid of your phone is fun if it's punk rock. And I was like, oh man, yeah, I should definitely check this video out. And it turns out his solution to kind of like managing screen time is to create like a screen alternative, which is to rubber band a little zine that you can work on to your phone. And the idea is every time you want to just like blankly log in and stare at your phone, that you write in the zine instead. And I finished a couple of them already. The first one I just did with, you know, pins, my little marker pins, and I thought to myself, oh, you know, this is cool, but it'd be way cooler if it had clip art and stuff. So the second one I made, I did that. It took a while to set it up, and I was like, oh, you know, what if like I finish one of these and it's like in the middle of a work day or something, and I just want to move on to the next one, but I don't really have like the time I would need to, you know, build one again, but I also want to avoid using my phone, so I like pre-made some. I pre-made like 4 of them today. All right. So I think I am going to have to make this like a open face shirt, for lack of a better term. Which side should I put him in, the cat hair side or the not cat hair side? All right. Yep. Let's do that. Ooh, yeah, I might. Oh yeah, okay, so I don't have to work too hard about it. I was really worried that I was gonna have to like repaint, like paint the whole bottom of this, but I don't think I will. All right. Now, I believe we will do some hamming. I think this is how we do this. That's how I plan on doing it. All right. Is that guy? Man, it's crazy. Like, I'm thinking about, as I'm working on this, I'm thinking about how uncomfortable burlap would be to wear. All right. Well, that's you, Rorschach. Can't sneeze. think, oops, I'm going to do a slightly different stitch that is pretty much the only other stitch I know. Ooh.
There we go.
Again, rethreading sweet, unthreading less sweet. Wonder, like, I know where my art projects come from. All right, so like this one, this, this shrine that I'm making that is basically a shrine with no virgin in it. Like, I know where it came from because, just the way my brain thinks about religion and just the kind of the ideas that I grew up with and how I process them. But I always wonder what other people's process is. That's one of the things that's like really nice about doing all the interviews and stuff, is being able to just like sit and talk with people and like learn about how different people do different things. It's just super cool to me. I chose pink because I was looking at pictures of, like, the Virgin Mary that I'm most familiar with is glad that's not open, Virgin of Guadalupe. So I pulled up pictures of, the traditional, like, icon of that. And the angel's wearing, like, kind of a pink little outfit. So I went to the Ark and got some pink. Like, I looked at some other stuff. There was one, I think it was like a tablecloth or something, but it was like really shimmery. I thought about using that for a second, but then I don't know. There's something about the burlap felt so, like, this is going to sound crazy, but the burlap felt so Catholic, right? This kind of, I'm reading a book about, well, not about, it's a fiction novel, but takes place in like the 1890s in the San Luis Valley, and it's about like the penitentes, and sitting and talking with my dad about Catholicism and watching the news where presidents arguing with the Pope. Like, you just get this weird place where, like, the institutions that people once had a lot of faith in are broken. Like, they're all jacked up. But there's something about, like, just the iconography and the I don't even know how to explain it. Just the sensibility that Catholicism has that I do not like. I don't sit and think to myself, oh man, I should go back to church. Like, that's not ever something that crosses my mind. But the imagery of it, of especially Catholicism, is something that my brain cannot let go of. Like, it has just made such a indelible impression on me. Dude, if you got this shirt and turned it inside out and it looked like this, you'd be so mad. I'm so glad this guy's not real. Do the other sleeve and see how it looks. I don't want to turn it inside out before that. I think I'm getting rid of too much sleeve by doing that. Looks okay. Do. Trust the Gordon's fishermen. No. Do. There we go. It's also kind of weird working with this elastic string because, like, you can pull it like too tight and then it like bounces a little bit, but you would think it'd be a little more stretchy than it is when you're like before, when I was trying to pull the little doll's arm through, I was like, oh well, you know, it's elastic string, it should stretch. But now that it's in place, like once it's like latched down, it doesn't really stretch very much, which I find really interesting. I assume it just has to do with like surface tension and just like friction and just being unable to pull it. Also, like, if you're watching and you see me doing something just super bonehead and like think to yourself, oh, there's an easy way to do that, please tell me. Shoot me a video or a chat or a message or anything. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why I have the Gordon's Fisherman song stuck in my head, but I sure do. I feel like that one went a little faster. It's kind of cool. I feel like that one went way faster. Maybe I'm accidentally getting better. Just kidding, it's not an accident, it's practice. Oh, whoops. I did those last two the wrong way, but it's okay. The nice thing about this is because nobody's actually wearing it. If it's not perfect, it's okay. Damn it. There it is. All right. Okay. Okay. And now, I think... Yeah, I think I'm just going to... Let's turn it inside out again, because I think this will be easier inside out. I'm just going to do the same thing, just around the whole edge. So I probably need to make a much longer. Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's make it like this long. See how far that gets me. See, I keep humming the Gordon's Fisherman song. So dumb. Is that a different one? It is. Let's get that out of here. Cats are meowing for food about 2 hours early. Oh yeah, it's okay if it looks messy because this is the inside. I don't know who's sticking around, but thanks. I see you viewing. I don't know if you're the same person, but appreciate it. I doubt it. It's probably just people popping on and off, but I have had a consistent one viewer. I don't know what I did there. That is not right. Ah, there we go. That's what I did. I just went through the wrong side. This part's a little tricky. I think I'm getting it though. I don't know. This is genuinely my first time like trying to make a garment out of a fabric. I know that's typically what fabric's for, but the bulk of sewing that I've done has just been attaching patches to stuff, mostly vests and jackets, but seems to be going good. It's gonna look funky when it's done, that's for sure. So again, if you saw a piece of clothes that I made, you would be upset when you turned it inside out. Might catch Burrito saying hello here in a second. I wonder if my breathing is super obnoxious. Do 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 do. What if you were just like an IRL streamer, but like all you did was this kind of stuff instead of going out and, you know, freaking Johnny Somaling your way through life? There's a part of me that just like hates that I even know who that guy is. Pretty sure this is how you end up with like weird like folds and clothes and stuff. This is kind of twisting strange, but oh. Oh, hello, Knit. It definitely is. It's not the first time I've sewn anything, but it is the first time I've tried to make a thing, right? Part of why I'm doing this, other than like the art project itself, is my kid really wants to make a fursuit, and I know that that isn't necessarily like a lot of sewing. Like you can do a lot of that stuff with like hot glue, etc., but that I definitely want to get better at kind of like patterning and making, because like my first one, I don't know if you were around when this disaster happened, right? So that was meant to go on him, and it is not the right size. I guess I should complain about Temu a little less, because I made the wrong size. I don't know what you're referencing when you said probably most of us do, because I got distracted by the first comment and completely just didn't finish my thought. But and again, like I have sewn stuff before. It's just mostly been patches and stuff. You know, old. Gotta have that battle vest, baby. Or how will anybody know that I like the bands I like? Oh, tragedy, right? So, a tragedy in one part I present to you, my friends. I was irresponsible with my keys. I kind of put them halfway into my pocket and not all the way into my pocket. So as I left my car, they fell out onto the ground, and I didn't really think about it until the next morning when I went to go to work and my car was no longer there. Sucked ass. Cops were not particularly helpful, especially at first, but they did end up finding my car, which was great because, well, it 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I currently have like a SUV. And so I was thinking to myself, oh, this would be a perfect time to get into an electric or a hybrid or something. So I was already window shopping when they found my car, because I was like, oh yeah, because my insurance payout, my car is fully paid off. So, et cetera, et cetera. I was thinking to myself, oh, this is the perfect time. And then they found my car. I was like, well, I guess I will just keep my car. So a few things happened. First thing, they cleaned my car because it was full of fast food trash. And they cleaned out all the trash. So cool for them. Thank you very much. Second thing is that my battle vest was in it Oh, is that right still? Okay, yeah. My battle vest was in it with this really cool Conan patch, Conan the Doom Metal Band, not the Barbarian, though that is the impetus for why I ended up liking the band so much, is I am a huge Conan the Barbarian dork. I have lots of comics and novels and collectibles, etc. But the patch is like nigh impossible to find for a reasonable amount now. So the main tragedy of my car getting stolen was not the car getting stolen. It was me not having the vest anymore. I got a new vest, obviously, because, I mean, can you even survive without a battle vest? I don't know. I can't, probably. But I I got a custom printed patch of a Goya painting. Nope, wrong way. So let's go. Is that right? Did I do that right? Yes, sweet. Yeah, I got a custom Goya painting with rockers that say "No gods, no masters," because I'm super punk. I'm actually just very old and have old left beliefs, I think is what is going on there. Dang, I'm almost done with this. This is going much better than I thought it was going to go. I'm trying to think. So I have some paintings. I think this one will fit in it. Because for starters, I just laid the fabric over top of the Mache doll and made it like twice as big. So yeah. So if it doesn't fit, I'll be pretty irritated. But I tried it on before I cut it down the middle to create the opening so that his arms go through a little easier. Oh man, I was gonna say something else. I just don't remember what it was because I saw the chat. Oh man. So there's like a hot minute there where my kid just kept saying, "Hey chat, what's up chat?" like to everybody that they were talking to. And I hated it. And so now I feel like I want to say it a lot. Oh man. Fortunately, we are largely over the 6-7. And there was a brief moment in time when they were yelling "scuba, scuba" at each other. But right now it's a song, like something about a beach. I don't remember what. So I waxed into semi-coherent. I was going to say wax intellectual, but it wasn't very intellectual, about battle vests and being an old punkin' rocker. You got any kind of specific musical tastes? I mean, I don't so much anymore. I still am really into like a lot of heavy music, but in general, I listen to a lot of everything. The last few days I've really been rocking the new Flea album. Jazz is dope. Like I've always thought so, but I'm like way too intimidated to act like I know anything about it, because like literally one of my life heroes, Henry Rollins, is like a genius about it, and I always feel intimidated to talk about it because of people like him, which is dumb, but been really digging the Flea album. And then Model Actress, a lot of that. Ooh, Japanese from the 50s and 60s. Very cool. I like a lot of city pop stuff, which is like more 80s. Uh, like, I don't think this dude is Japanese, but there's an artist named Ginger Root that does kind of like loungy stuff. He just springs to mind because he's Asian, but also just that sound of like kind of lounge, relaxy, like calm music. That's good stuff. I do like a lot of stuff like that. I mean, I grew up, you know, Hispanic family, so like what some people would think of as like the cholo sounds, right? That happened a lot at my house. Oh yeah, the VHS vibes of his videos are fantastic. Like, so not a few many years ago, but a couple of years ago, before I had gone back to school and even before I was driving a cab. So, and like currently I work at a museum, but that's neither here nor there. But before I was doing that, like basically during COVID and then like shortly thereafter until the economy started to like tank when people weren't getting unemployment checks anymore, I was doing VHS reselling. And so I had the opportunity to come across like tons and tons of VHS. And there was a while here on this channel, back when it was still called Dark and Weird, where I was like ripping like old, like I was doing two things. One thing that I thought was very humorous. So the old FBI warnings on VHSs, they're unique to like each company. So I was like doing, like the logos, the production company logos, and then also ripping the FBI warnings. So I had a playlist that was just FBI warnings, which I may do that again. That's really funny now that I say it out loud. And it's not like this channel is ever going to get monetized. So, but and then I was also doing something that I called Psychotronic Jesus. Psychotronic's just a big fancy word for like over the top weird and goofy. But I was just, there's so much crazy, like, so like end times, like documentaries. And then also like one of the ones I kept stumbling into was a VHS called The King or The God Makers. That was like basically like anti-Mormon, like evangelical propaganda. But it has like this super crazy like animation in it that's like the creation, like, the this version of like the Mormon creation story, as told through the eyes of evangelicals, done to like, late 80s level animation. I used to rip a bunch of that stuff and throw it on here. And then, but that was back when I was trying to make money with this, and so I ended up having to take it down because copyrights and all that dumb stuff. One of my phone zines is about that, so I'm just chatting now. Thanks for effectively giving me a prompt. My friend Steve and I, we were at Dungeons and Dragons. Well, we were at, like, my house is where it happens, and we've been doing it for years, but we got to talking about this book that we both, I attempted to read it, and I don't know that I like necessarily enjoyed it when I tried to read it when I was younger, and I definitely didn't finish it because basically the language in it is like intentionally kind of like obtuse and archaic, and it's really cool. And the book itself has like a really cool conceit, but like the reading was obnoxious, and so I just never ended up finishing it. But I should say the name out loud before I forget. It's a book by a science fiction author named Gene Wolfe, and the book that we were talking about is called Shadow of the Torturer. It belongs to a series of 4 books called Earth of the New Sun, which is a super cool concept. It's basically like the Earth in the like extreme distant future where like the sun is getting ready to die. But the Shadow of the Torturer, its sequel, Claw of the Conciliator, and then there's like 2 other books whose names I don't remember. But those first two books and the subsequent books as well have been consolidated into like one book now. So when you go to look it up, it is no longer called Shadow of the Torturer. It's just called Shadow and Claw. Because the first book, Shadow of the Torturer, second book, Claw of the Conciliador. Right? So I didn't know that. I haven't tried to read this book since probably like 1998 or some other like interminable part of the past. So I went to look looked it up under the old title, and obviously because that version of it is out of print, like the cheapest copy of that trade paperback was like $185. Now, mind you, like the Shadow and Claw you can find for, absolutely like a normal human being price. So, I ended up getting that in the long run, but ooh, man, the sun is like really bright there. I'll fix that here in a second. But as I was talking about it, I wanted to go rant to Steve on text, but I didn't want to just jump onto my phone, so I used my phone zine tactic and wrote in there. So most of the second phone zine is basically just about how if if a book is out of print and doesn't have like a specific amount of sales, it should go into the public domain. Maybe not if the author's alive, but yeah, if the author's not about to write anything new. Maybe also George R. R. Martin, because that guy literally is never going to finish this book. Oh, man. Let's see who's calling me. Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is
Bink. So I was in New Jersey. Thought maybe it was my kid. That could help with a lot of lost media, right? Like this idea that like, I understand like the importance of like maintaining like IP, right? And like keeping IP something that if somebody is still making money off of it, like maybe that's it. Maybe like that's the problem, is that if you could find a way to, you're not allowed to like make profit, but you're allowed to like have it reprinted. I don't know. Just, you would think in this world of, print on demand and instant gratification that it would just be so much easier to find something that nobody reads. All right. Ooh. Oh. See, this is me proving that I've never done this before. I hemmed it backwards. I hemmed like the whole thing inside out. Oh man, I wonder what would be easier to fix, the sleeves or the shirt itself. Or do I leave it like that? Do I leave it so it looks all rough and tumble? Let's see how it looks. Because I might leave it like that. So it for sure fits. Yeah, I think I do leave it like that. I like how that looks. It's backwards. It's wrong. It is wrong. No doubt about it. It's not how that's... See, like I was meant to look like that. I am going to try to trim. I mean, most of it's going to just get folded up or glued in. And what I'll probably do is like glue and then glue. Right? All right. I think that's probably good to go. Then let's get started on this part. Be right back. You'll probably still hear me talking, but I'm just gonna go grab a plate and a cup of water and brushes. Ooh, it'll be interesting. You'll have to tell me if you can hear me all the way in the kitchen. I don't know. I wonder if you're still there. Let me know if you could hear me while I was in the kitchen, because I'm curious the range of these mics, because I got new mics. Also, thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate it. If you're not nice, if you're not a sub, feel free to sub. Like, that seems dumb to say out loud, but I do a lot of, like, I plan on doing a lot more of this, but I talk a lot about art and stuff in my regular, like, issues. I call them issues because I think of it more as like a YouTube zine than a I don't know, vlog or blog or any of that crap. I don't know why I say crap. I watch all that stuff. Ooh, we got a paint berg. Come on out. There we go. Oh, that's gross. That's a big one. Oh, man, I'm glad I got some new black paint yesterday. I was afraid of this because, like I said, I stopped doing a lot of stuff for a few months there. Boom. Yeah. Ew. Oh man, I bet these burlap sacks or scraps will clean that off pretty good. Nice and abrasive. All right. Let us pull up a picture of this little guy. Doo 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 doo. And remember when, like, getting onto Google Images and finding just like a clean image of something was so easy? All right, so yeah. Let's get that way smaller brush. Start with these. So if I'm holding my hands out, just gonna this is, yeah, is it not gonna look like a real hand? It's not even the goal, right? the indications of a hand. If somebody looks at the back of this, I'll be pretty impressed. Oh, nice. That's cool that you were back there with dark and weird stuff. My goal is to definitely not abandon that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I think still is very much so like a part of that I want to keep working on. So definitely keep an eye out for that kind of thing. It makes me happy that some people like stuck around. I think quite a few people did, but all right. I know he looks strange, but that's definitely what I'm looking for on this one. Definitely trying to create like a line that does not exist on the actual model. doing paper mache has been like really cool to like figure out like how to create like armatures for the mache that like actually lend themselves to the way you want something to look when it's done, right? Because you're going to put like this whole other layer of paper over it, and then I mean the way I've been doing it is like a layer of kind of like newsprint-ish paper. I did find this roll of something called easel roll, which seems like it's going to work really good. But so you have like this kind of newsprint paper, and then you go over it again with like thicker craft paper, and then you're going over it with like gesso, and then you're painting it. So there's like all these layers of stuff that have to happen on them. And it's kind of interesting when you're developing the armature that you're going to use, because it's not going to look the way you think it is, right? It's not going to come out the same because you will have put so many layers of stuff on it. So my plan here is to do the hair like all solid black, and then go in and like do his part and like the shape of the hair and stuff with a separate color. I did think about doing this with like a like cloth, not cloth, yarn. Yeah, I could still do that. What do you think? I think I'm going to paint it. Maybe yarn is a next time kind of thing. I'm not too super concerned about getting paint on his body, because that will be covered up by the outfit. Get a slightly bigger brush. Hopefully this is like relaxing or something enjoyable for you. I mean, anybody. See, I got more than one. Mike's still blue, so that's good. That means it's between 98 and 7%. So I think is the most hilariously arbitrary range of percentages. There's like no real in between. So going back to your, if you're still hanging out, your 50s and 60s Japanese, what are some recommendations? I've listened to a bit of Japanese jazz. And like I said, I really like city pop. There's a lot of like punk and metal that have come out of Japan that I really like. But I don't think I know anything really from that time period at all. All right. First step done with that guy. We'll let him dry for a little bit and give this thing a second coat. A black moon. I still have to look up the symbolism behind that. But, yeah, I don't know. Mel was asking me about that last night. Why is the moon black? And I said, I'm sure it means something. I just don't know what. First guess is that it is a callback to something not Christian. That's usually what symbols are in Christianity. Oh, yeah. Glad you enjoyed it. Get some rest. Buenas noches. Enjoy. That guy dry. Two things drying. Yeah, a lot of black paint there that I don't really want to waste, but I don't know that I have anything else I need to paint black. Let's see. There is not right now. Well, that sucks. Let's go ahead and put paint away, and then it's going to be paste time. Burb. Well, I mean, you guys can still hear me talking, but just wash this off really quick so it's not permanently that color. Oh, dang it. Wash the counter off too so it's not permanently that color. I hate wasting that. Mostly it's because that big blorb came out. Art people always clean up after yourselves. Don't be that person. Nobody likes the non-cleaner. Shun the non-cleaner. Alright. Metal bowl. And the paper roll. Dang, it's crazy how much the stream lags. All right. That guy can sit there drying for a little bit. And move the shirt up there. All right. Other project. Oh man, so I think I'm actually getting to all three things today. Paste, paste, paste. Where is the paste? Oh, there it is. need to move these guys out of the way so that they do not get pasty. Ooh, I think my camera might be a little cockeyed. Let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah. All right. Paste and let the paper tearing begin. Yeah, I think this stuff's gonna be real good. All right, so I can't touch my computer for a while. So if anything goes wrong, bye. Oh man, it's been a hot minute since I've actually done any paper mache, and it feels good. I have forgotten how much I absolutely love doing this. What are you doing back there, Gigi? Well, let's leave it in, because I can always repaint it too. Hello to remaining person, by the way. I don't know if that's still Knit or if that's somebody else, but hello. This easel roll stuff is freaking perfect. It's like kind of dense, but like mostly not. It's got that good paper mache give. So the little shirt that I made, the burlap, the pink burlap, has been leaving fibers all over everything. Like they're all over this, which is fine, because like this is gonna get probably 2 coats of this and a whole nother type of paper. Can't tell if a kid is outside screaming or blowing a whistle, but it's like so far away it just sounds like screaming. I think it's a whistle. Human to human. Don't give your kids whistles. It's awful. Nobody likes it when you do that. Whoever you are. Wherever you are. Nobody likes it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See that? That burlap is everywhere. Good thing you'll never see it on this. Crap, probably give it a little extra density, honestly. Do 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 do. Well, now the knit's gone. I don't have anybody to talk to. That was quite pleasant. I didn't understand why people would do a lot of streaming. Probably could have used a little more paste on that one. Matter of fact, nothing stopping me. All right, this is going pretty good. Not super sure how I'm gonna approach the fingertips, but let's try. Like, just probably something a bit like that. I'll be able to sand it out later, so I should start buying a masking tape for the armatures that I'm making that's like a different color. I mean, I do have blue tape. I just don't know if it would hold up very good, like on that first layer, you know? Nice. Looking okay-ish. Just maybe do like a strip around the base to keep that intact. Yeah, do the tip and then come back in with a wrap. What feels good so far. It's just me mumbling to myself. I think I can turn this into 2 tips. Just one. Welcome if you're just hopping on. Just working on some papier mache, or as I tend to think of it, cartonaria, because I came into this more as a Hispanic / Latino tradition, so just my first encounters with it. It's not like this is something I've been doing my whole life. Oh, that's not wide enough, I don't think. Maybe with a wrap it'll look okay. out some long strips. It's interesting to me, like, I think about kind of this idea of we're sitting here, creating content or whatever, and so many people are doing it in such a way that they're trying to create like this, like, I don't even know how to think of it really, but just like such a polished, like, encounter, right? Like, so that to make sure that anybody that stumbles across your feed is encountering like just a high quality professional, etc., etc. And it's just not compelling. Like, I'm still having a hard time. Like, I get wanting to make something enjoyable. Like, I understand that. I do not understand like the constant like desire to like over professionalize. Right? So like finding good tools makes sense, right? Like, I picked up a new mic, all that stuff. Like, making it good is good. But like, does everything have to be perfection? I don't think so. I think about stuff like that when I'm doing art too. Because, like, I do like things like, one of my favorite painters is David. And David, like, created this very realistic, like, version of, French propaganda, basically. And it looks, very iconic and striking, and realism is the root, the key. But like, it's so fake, right? Like, nice. I was listening to today I was listening to Pod Save America, and they were talking about, obviously they were talking about like the state of politics in the United States, et cetera, et cetera. But like, one of the things they were doing is, they're all former speechwriters, right? So like, it's well within their professional purview to like do this. Like, it makes sense. But they were talking about some interview that the vice president had, and just, just how poorly it went, all this stuff. But like, the thing that got me is they kept saying things like what he needs to say. Not so much, how I would say it, or if I was his speechwriter, I would write it this way. But like, outright just saying he should say XYZ. And everything they were saying, while emotionally resonant and also like, felt like ethically cogent in a way that like, I think our current, slate of politicians has not been. It also just reeked of the professional speechwriter, which obviously they all, used to be / want to be / are. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But like, what they were saying is great, right? Like, I get it. Yeah, you should, attacking the Pope is funky. It's a weird way to be, especially when you're like a Catholic getting ready to publish a book about how Catholic you are. But like, this idea that people should present things in this like stilted politique speak way is exactly how we ended up where we're at now. Like, people are so tired of the manufactured, right? Like, how, I mean, how immediately does your brain balk at, like, it's an authentic experience? Like, if you hear that sentence, like, do you immediately reject the notion that it will have any authenticity the same way that I do? Or am I just a cynical jerk? Like, it just feels like as soon as you try to put polish on it, like, I stop caring pretty fast. And it's not that polish is bad. Like, there's definitely things that it makes a ton of sense for. But like this, nah. Like, you should be able to hear me really good. I hope that you can see what I'm doing. But past that, why would I care about anything else? Like, you know, like I said, the description is not lying. This is for B-roll. You know, I'm just chilling. Thinking my thoughts, papering my Mache. Let's overlap that a little bit more. If you're thinking to yourself, man, he did a really good job sculpting that hand, you would be wrong. It is a rubber glove filled with torn up paper coated in what am I trying to say out loud? Coated in masking tape. All right. I think I want to get like a piece of, so this is going to be a philosopher's hand. If you're not sure what that is, feel free to look it up. But a lot of the time you see them as like severed hands. So I think I'm going to get like a little piece of PVC and like put it down so it's sticking out like a little bone. All right. Where did jar go? There did jar go. Oh, jar too tall. Cup go. Dry in sun hand. That's a lot of paste. Do not try this at home. Dang, that went way better than expected. Oh, whoops, until the very end, of course. Famous last words. All right. I'll have to wash the hands, and then we do some Mod Podge. And then I'll probably wrap up. Do. I'm only gonna Mod Podge 2 things. Ooh. Mod Podge skin. Into the trash you go. Give this a shake up just in case. All right. And Mod Podge. Doing the Mod Podge basically to help seal it. Since it's paper, it should help it last just like a ton longer. And then like like little nooks and crannies that have kind of exposed the inside, it helps seal those up too. All right. Oh man, last few are gone. It was good having you around while you were here, though. case you're unfamiliar, these full body halos like this are called mandorlas. I guess the key is to just talk when I see somebody's there.
Glad I took a nap.
Yeah,
What are you watching?
me.
Who's commenting?
Some lady like a while ago, or I assume it's a lady. I don't know.
Oh, neat.
We're just, I don't know, just chat.
Is that Jesus?
It is not.
Oh.
It is an
Is
angel.
it Donald Trump?
No, it's an angel.
I'm just kidding.
Just like a little cherub. Yeah, okay.
So,
You don't have to whisper because no one's watching.
so I was taking a nap
Uh-huh.
because I knew it's probably a good idea to take a nap.
Right.
And I like this magenta burlap.
Right? It's kind of wild. I have
Yeah.
way too much of it,
Where the
but
fuck did you get so much magenta burlap?
I got it at the Ark, but
Sorry, I got distracted by it. Anyway, like, I had only been asleep for like maybe 10, 15 minutes.
uh-huh.
And I did that thing where, like, you're asleep and then you panic wake.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my god, I'm late for work. It's 3 in the afternoon, never mind.
Yeah. You are not.
I'm like, oh no. Oh, never mind.
What you doing?
Looking for socks for tomorrow. Not allowed to wear these. Oh, my feet will be cold tomorrow. Oh,
My cold wants to see burr, burr. Burr, burr. Ugh. Okay.
Have fun. Sorry.
I'm just gonna enjoy a nice sip of coffee.
Don't go too crazy on the coffee. You're gonna poop enough already.
Say what now?
So don't go too crazy on the coffee. You're gonna poop enough already.
Look. This is my third one. There's a reason why I loaded up on food last night. And there's a reason I had ice cream last night. And there's a reason why I've been sucking down coffee all day. I'm gonna make it all get out of my body fast. Oh, sorry. Are you like stalking me? I feel like I'm being stalked. Could you not stalk me? I don't like being stalked. No, sir, thank you. No, thank you. No, sir, no, thank you. No, thank you. No stalking.
No stalking. Alright, I think I got all the excesses off. Cool. All right, now you dry. Next piece. Hopefully this is dry enough. I think it is. It definitely is dry enough. Yeah, let's do this one like this. Where we paint the top half, then the bottom half.
Fun fact. This is the first time I've ever read a manga.
Oh, you started it backwards?
So yeah, I know you started backwards, but I didn't know that you read right to left.
Oh, yeah. Just
Okay.
because that's how it was originally presented.
Okay. So I read
Yeah.
right to left.
Correct.
Okay, so I start in this panel and read this way.
I don't think so. I think the panels still go left to right.
It doesn't. Here you go, Nanika. Don't forget your smoothie.
Oh, okay. It depends.
Okay.
Like, it genuinely depends on what company's doing it, because
Okay.
like some companies switch the directionality of the panels.
Okay.
But yeah, you probably are just reading fully left to right in that one. Then
Right to left.
that's what I meant.
How interesting. Oh, this is gonna be weird for my brain.
You'll get used to it super duper fast.
Yeah, I've never read a manga before.
That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, not in a bad way, just
Like, I've read comics that, I mean, like, I've never read a genuine manga. Like,
Yeah.
I've read comics that were manga that got,
translated into comic books.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never read a manga before.
No, it makes sense.
It's very interesting. Hello! No, I don't know what the deal is with Burrito, but every time I move, he paces with me in front of me. It is like he's trying to murder me. Shadows go behind you, not in front of you. Well, it depends on the sun. Shut up.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No.
All right.
No. No.
Put you up to dry like that.
No.
It's less points of pressure. All right. All right. Well, I see a person there. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Right now I'm just working on some art stuff. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm actually probably getting pretty close to wrapping up, but I probably will do this guy's hair really quick. Just need to go get a plate and the brown paint. Bring me my brown paint. It's like one of those things where you're just keep going and going. It's so easy to like not only lose track of time, but feel like you've been going forever. Gold is a good choice, I think. Let's stick with that. Plate. Same one. So I like this plastic one. So he's not gonna look any kind of special way, I don't think. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's just so it's annoying because you realize that you can't like really rely on it telling you when someone's watching because of the lag. What do you think? Do angels have cowlicks? They should.
Man, once that dog likes it, it hits. Oh, shit.
All right. Well, drying, then Mod Podge, and then this guy is gonna get glued into place. I'm probably gonna have to glue up here and stuff too, but we'll figure it out. Freaking wash this even more down here. Just all right. It's just I mean, it's dry enough. Let's do it. Let's Mod the Podge. I think after that's done, I can glue outfit on. Still going. Mike's got a really good battery life. So far, I'm really enjoying their ease of use and just kind of everything about them. It's like it unlocked the friggin' black that was stuck in there. These parts don't have to be super neat. I just need them to be covered. His head, though. Okay, this part I'm just slopping it on because it's going to be covered, but I do want it to be sealed. for the hair.
He's like laying so that he's facing the back of the couch and he's got his foot up on the couch.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me that he likes to put pressure on you, so I guess it makes sense. I think I got it. All right. Well, things just need some time to dry. What does this say? The shrine itself isn't ready to be done yet. It's got a little bit still. But I think the constituent, I got to finish painting part of it, but that's a standing up thing. So what I'm thinking is find the glue gun and get this shirt on him. I think I have enough glue for this. I guess we'll find out. Oh, yeah. I don't need my heater plugged in anymore. Ooh. That was probably a crazy noise. All right. I think it still works. I don't know. I haven't used it in a long time. just waiting on glue to warm up. Okay, cool. It's warming up. There's a minute there where I was like, I don't know, man. I haven't used this for a minute. But it's going. R&R. All right. Oh no. Dropping the little guy on the floor. Just trying to get rid of friggin' some of this excess. Except for the accidental on purpose, where I did the whole hem on the outside instead of inside. All right. Dot there, and a dot there. Should keep it pretty tight on his shoulders. And we're going to put a dot here. And that is going to go there. So it goes where I want it to be. Go away. Whew. Stop it. I'm like literally gluing this shit to the back of his head. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it. So let's go ahead and head over to OBS and shut it down. But thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe, all that shit. Okay, bye.